to Olmo. It's a beautiful pass. Torres combining well with Dani Olmo. And playing with Rafinha, goes early. And it nearly came for Torres, but Sommer sweeping clear. Only as far as De Jong. Got tripped up. He fell from behind, but Varela playing out of the trouble, but into 4-4. Barcelona lime green shirts. Yamal bending in. Rafinha arriving, but just beyond him.
Wonderful orchestrated football by the man in lime, whatever colour you call that. Beautiful football. The delivery a little bit al dente from Yamal, but the build-up and another confidence booster by Gerard Martin, who started that wonderful tidal wave of passing football. Good lad.
Di Marco and Garcia with a hand around the neck and eventually given as a free kick.
Yep, one horse collar there by Eric Garcia. Can I get more obvious than that? Pacey player, Italian international, been here since he was a child of 10 or 11-year-old Di Marco.
That's Interisti. Once be in the Curva Nord with his uncle. Coming to every game and now gets to play for the side.
What a dream.
Bastoni. And Çalhanoğlu. Wrecking that switch beautifully towards Dumfries, but just couldn't quite control it.
Still a cracking ball from Bastoni. Alessandro Bastoni probably summed up the Inter challenge better than anybody. He said, we've watched all the videos ad nauseum, we've watched them, and we've been prepared for them. But playing against them, that's another thing.
So said Bastoni that he felt that Yamal's gotten better since he played against him in the Euros, that he has gone up a level.
Yeah,
I was impressed by his improvement.
In the eyes of the world, Inzaghi himself seeing a generational player, this young boy coming through once every 50 years. He says, you see a talent like this. He's got a lot to live up to tonight. Let's see who's going to have an impact. A lot of battle-hardened warriors in the Nerazzurri shirts of Inter Milan. A lot more experience baked into them. But Barca do it their way with their youthful verve and a fair amount of real experience themselves. They're just so young with it.
Pedri playing with Martin. More patient, a bit more calm from both sides, really in possession.
Yeah, you imagine him being a little bit more on guard here tonight, but it's like the Leopard can't change his spots. They'll play the way they always do, especially this kid.
Cheeky from Yamal, and goes with pace in towards that run of Olmo in that middle.
It's a brilliant run by Yamal. I think he's trying to lead his forward. He played it into his feet, and maybe Torres might have had a better opportunity to control and drive into the box. But good progressive play by Barcelona. Settled into this cacophony of sound. Beautiful pass.
Combining there, Yamal with Pedri, and left for Pedri once more. Slid across, arriving is Martin, who will loft one in. Acerbi heads away, and Di Marco lifting clear. He will have to defend for periods, but now these are the moments to break. Lautaro towards Dumfries, who will control ahead of Martin, gets the beating of him. Tries to commit the foul and still does. Beyond him though, Dumfries, bullying Martin. Dumfries and just left it there.
What a battle royale that was. Compressed into a startling 20 seconds of magic football. Wrestling, rolling, and again, wonderful disguise. Dumfries pulling it back beautifully, keeping the ball alive, but good concentrated football by Gerard Martin, who was getting tormented there.
Torres. And by winning a throw, does allow the rest of his Barcelona teammates to get forward. These two sides last playing in the knockout stages 15 years ago. Jose Mourinho's side getting to the final, eventually winning it the last time Inter won the Champions League, a treble that season. Dumfries stepping and poking forward, but able to find a fellow black and blue shirt. This semi-final has already had more goals than the last semi-final between these two. 3-3 back at the Estadio Olímpic in Montjuic, Barcelona. As good of a game as you'll see in Europe. Real advertisement for the game.
Someone said to me, well, I can die happy now. Who was that? After watching that game.
It was me who said that.
It was an incredible football match. And all the real footballistas look like they've got their right football boots on the right feet here tonight in both sets of colours.
Couple of turns there from Sommer to find the window. To play into Acerbi. Get this Inter side going forward. So that Barcelona line of four, almost playing now on the halfway line. This is what they do. Almost every Inter player was in an offside position. So that was played forward. Will go all the way out for the throw. So much conversation about that high line.
Yep.
It's risky, but it's a risk that Barcelona are comfortable taking. As see again, Yamal going on Mkhitaryan and Barella, and this little flick right there.
It's like he's attached to the ball like a teenager to a cell phone. Well, he is a teenager, so. But that high line that everybody scrutinises with this Barcelona team, where's the weakness? It's that second run for me that needs to be exercised by Inter Milan here tonight. Not that first runner, but a late developing second runner behind that high back line that can catch Barcelona out. But a lot of teams have tried with as much pace as you like. Real Madrid, the prime example, and they couldn't crack Rafinha's nut.
The other benefits that it does serve is I think had their opposition offside a fair bit. They did the Inter 5 times in that first leg. 73 in total in this Champions League.
Yeah, the amount of coaching and instruction just folded into the team's mentality by Hansi Flick in such a short time has been astonishing. The Barcelona, I mean, have always played with a high back line, nothing new there.
Sharp tackle in from Bisek. And now Lautaro in towards Thuram, who's in behind the flag, will stay down for the moment. Thuram to get beyond Szczesny, who poked it off him, and then the flag came.
Yeah, it's well off. Here you see, good 2-3 yards, but a great run. Another great example of that timing and the release of the pass, that choreographed stepping up of the back line.
As ever, that delay from the assistant referee that makes everyone in the defense sweat, but you felt that one was coming. Pedri lifting in towards that channel where Rafinha is running, but Martin will have to get there as Dumfries marshals it out for the throw. Perhaps the tempo that Inter would like to play at. They are a much different team from maybe fans of the past would come to expect from, aside from Serie A. Inzaghi does have his side play. It's beautiful football, great in possession, movement is spectacular, but still at times every Italian side has to slow down the tempo and settle in to defend. Certainly have that in their bag. Torres, quite shifted on towards Olmo. It's again kept there by Çalhanoğlu as Rafinha goes sprinting towards Yann Sommer, who gets rid, but Garcia's header forward. Chested on from Olmo and Rafinha. Playing here with Pedri. Suggestion there may be of offside, but on we go as Yamal plays. Shifting inside, and Yamal with a strike right at Jan Sommer.
Mesmeric with this control, and then the lift off just isn't quite there. He usually uses that goalpost as his reference point and bends the ball away from that upright.
Mkhitaryan escaping the pressure well and lifting forward. Di Marco is well onside, but Szczesny playing sweeper keeper. Lifting it forward, it's still in play. Loose touch there from Bastoni, but Çalhanoğlu there to help him out. Those are the kind of runs, though, that Inter are trying to find. Dumfries. Barella with Inigo Martinez closing down. Inter find Barcelona a bit disorganized. Good ball. Thuram and taking the strike on, but a team effort. Was well wide in the end.
It's beautifully found. Lovely arrowed in pass here. Wonderful control. And then stabbed in from Mkhitaryan. Just can't get the ball shifted away from him. We've seen it all before. Of course, Lewandowski. Big miss. I'm sure we'll see him before this game is done.
Çalhanoğlu again trying to hit towards that space in behind. Header from Kubarsi comes from Di Marco. It looked like Lautaro might have timed that run well, but that's the tightrope that everyone's walking in this game. Martin just lifting forward. Cherbi calmly for Mkhitaryan, but Gerard Martin can step into midfield and win it. Cherbi will calmly again head this time back towards his goalkeeper Sommer.
It's applaudable in its failure, that Internazionale attack. Just failing to find the target man. The passing lanes are going to be closed up so quickly. The passing's going to be razor sharp, like this.
Bastoni into Mkhitaryan, in towards that area, and towards Lautaro, but sliding intervention in from Inigo Martinez, who celebrates as if it were a goal.
Quick release from Mkhitaryan. On a good run. Holds his run, and then hits the afterburners. Lovely little slipped in pass. And looking for the Argentina World Cup winner, Lautaro.
Inzaghi, one of the best characters in the dugout in Italian football.
One of the best coaches at knockout football as well, Chris. Got a tremendous record, bringing his team through the knockout competitions.
Çalhanoğlu whipped in at pace, and awkward there as I think it was Martinez again. Experienced defender, the heart of that back four that repels.
It's a little shallow with this corner kick, especially so when it's compared to the amount of success Inter Milan had on the set pieces. Upstairs, big targets.
Bastoni this time trying the long throw, and Bisek was in there to win the flick on, but came off of De Jong instead. 6'5" defender is always a looming threat from set pieces.
A little bit too free for Hansi Flick's.
Barcelona conceding twice from corners in that first leg. They go short with Çalhanoğlu, who turns the other way and takes a strike on instead.
Yep.
And it did deflect off of De Jong. It'll be another corner. Referee pointing to that opposite side straight away. Çalhanoğlu delivering into the heart of that area. Cherbi went over, was appealing, but comes back up for Federico Di Marco. Running here at Yamal, defends well and defends without the aid of the referee, and emerges with it.
Great quickness.
Pedri lifting it, just towards that middle, but no one was there. Rafinha had already well taken off.
Yeah, the poor ball by Pedri head. As you say, Rafinha streaking and changed his mind in mid-stride, saying apologies to each other. Cut and thrust, seesaw football, both teams shimmering and shining individually, and the methodology is all there. And nothing between them tonight.
That already survived one second leg of a knockout tie in this building against Bayern in a game that twisted and turned as was. Thuram goes over, and the referee says no. Maybe that left hand to get up. Bisek going over. Again, we play on.
Good ball.
Referee letting the game breathe. As Dumfries is in towards Barella. Inside of Martinez. Barella stinging the palms there of Szczesny. Catches initial parry.
And cracking football by Inter Milan. Not just this feed on here from Dumfries, but before 2 or 3 passes back. Barella's team clicking.
Mkhitaryan, and back there by Pedri. Dani Olmo though running into trouble. Good ball from Di Marco. Dumfries and Lautaro Martinez! The captain strikes. The captain is onside. And Inter take the lead in this second leg as they did the first.
The diamond chandelier of a goal, this. It's perfect pyrotechnic passing fireworks from Internazionale. Once they capitalise on this right here, it's beautifully set up. Wonderful play from Di Marco to step in and win. Feeds it out to Denzel, who puts it on an absolute golden altar from the World Cup winner. Lautaro Martinez said he'd be a factor coming into this game in a big way. The moral leader, the team leader, the captain. It's an easy push of an open door of a goal. It's Di Marco that really deserves the credit for snatching in and biting in, winning the tackle. And then Denzel knew he could have scored himself, but against Szczesny he's not taking any chances, so he sets it up beautifully for El Capitan.
Il Toro with another huge contribution in this Champions League. His 9th goal, his 8th of the knockout stage. There's a real doubt to even play in this one.
A risky ball in from Barcelona when Di Marco was stepping in there, Chris. But it's always risky passing football a lot of the times with Barcelona coming out of the back. Di Marco anticipated that, saw it coming, and pickpocketed it beautifully.
And Yamal right in the challenge of Di Marco, and still he goes, and eventually the challenge came in.
Wanted the foul, see he was getting clipped right here. He's got to axe the grain, hasn't he, Chris? But he stays up and fights the challenges off. Referee giving him the advantage, and we've seen Yamal capitalise on that advantage a number of times, not there.
Rafinha nearly took advantage of that misplayed ball, but on we go as Barella will lift forward. Kubarsi winning that header. Denzel Dumfries involved in every goal of this tie. Assisted for Thuram in the first leg with that cross in. Scored 2 and 3 of the first leg, and assists here tonight. As well as Denzel Dumfries has played in an Inter shirt. Olmo. Yamal lifting in towards Torres, but Bisek away. Good step there from Inigo Martinez, and Pedri playing with Garcia. And in towards Pedri. Picks his head up and looks for the option. That low cross is flicked out from Olmo, and still got that second bite at it.
Pedri's asking for a penalty. The referee's pointing at the 6-yard box. Take a look at this.
Cherby went down and might have deflected off his arm on the way.
I think it sprung up from his shin right onto the hand of Acerbi.
Referee Marciniak just...
It was that definitely hit the hand. The referee's VAR is looking at this, like, have a look at this as it pops up right there. Dani Olmo still thinks he can get it through. Nope.
Referee says no penalty was involved in that crazy game between Atletico and Real Madrid with the double touch penalty.
It was very close proximity, wasn't it? The ball literally ricocheted up onto the arm. It's so bewildering sometimes to know in one game, in one country, it is given interpretation exactly the most consistent. I think it was the right decision.
Bisek taking no chances by sliding back to Sommer. Kubarsi to win the header. Olmo going through Mkhitaryan, and Thuram trying to go through everyone. Kubarsi covering.
Well, a confidence builder for Marcus Thuram. Wonderful skill on the turn. Said right before the goal, just both teams really playing exceptionally well. It was a bit of a hiccup, a bit of a mistake that ended up capitalised on this game, and that's the difference.
Yamal is the company of Garcia, but still plays with two. Dani Olmo tried to return it to him. Well lifted out of that trouble from Mkhitaryan, but recovered by Garcia. Now Pedri. Di Marco now lifting clear. Chested down in their space, which Dumfries will take. Option is on for Lautaro Martinez and lifted towards him, but De Jong recovers and hooks away.
Tremendous tracking back by Frankie.
And Yamal into that space.
Great release.
Perfectly into the stride of Olmo. Has two for company. Dani Olmo will go it alone and just didn't catch that strike. It is still given as a corner, though, as it went off Acerbi last.
A couple of opportunities for Dani Olmo to find his teammates, both Rafinha and Garcia, arriving by stealth into the box. Just that moment's hesitation from Dani. Still gets his shot off, but good opportunity for Barcelona. Fine margins, Chris.
Lifted back in, Garcia went for him. Mkhitaryan, the man on the near post, denying Olmo's delivery. This is the third lead of the tie for Inter. Will they make this one stick? So difficult to hold that advantage against Barcelona with their attacking prowess. They've scored 160 goals in all competitions, Barcelona, this season. It takes some stopping them.
In this stadium, Inter Milan, of course, unbeaten in 15 home matches in UEFA competitions and winning 12. That's formidable. That's what Barca's up against, but they're well in this game.
Martin and De Jong. Pedri in a good pocket of space will take the shot on and sail it into that curva.
Worth a crack, going all through his engine already, and we've seen him trouble the goalkeeper from this distance, but this one takes off high, wide and ugly. even then, Pedri, 2 opportunities there to pick out a lime green shirt. So the variations are there for Barcelona. Well played.
Pedri,
great ball
into Torres. Gave him a lot of work to do to control it, but he did. As Bisek gets his clearance all wrong.
You're right, Chris. He's seriously asking a big question of
giving away.
Torres.
Rafinha in towards Torres and that near post, and Bastoni went to ground and provided the cover needed.
It's in the fine margins of this game. Barella it is that gets pickpocketed. Beautiful by Rafinha, sees his target, but the cover is absolutely exceptional from Inter's defenders again. Locked down tight.
Will Barcelona now score from a set piece? Olmo to deliver, and lifting in and an easy punch there from Sommer. Might have had the chance to catch it, but took no chances. The 36-year-old, now retired Swiss international.
It's a hell of a punch for a ball that was dropping so low onto the Swiss international.
De Jong just settling the game down that bit, but
what a pass that is!
Into Pedri and Olmo, but it was stuck behind him. But Pedri does track it back and give it to Martin, who will whip that cross in, and Sommer again punching away. Rafinha tracking that second ball.
And no hesitation to feed the wide ball in deep towards the sole target of Ferran Torres.
Rafinha couldn't squeeze it through. Might get a second crack at it. We'll play ahead of Thuram and slide across for De Jong. And Martin driving low, but Dumfries going to ground and getting a solid contact.
A wonderful threading of the needle by Barcelona from Kubasi early on, but then when it's advanced into Pedri and Olmo, all trying to follow the same line of those tiny, narrow passing lanes that I was going to say Inter are presenting. Being able to thread it through, but without the success with the finishing end.
A reminder, we'll have the second leg of the other semi-final, this Champions League, tomorrow from 3 p.m. Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal with PSG leading by 1-0. Going back to the Parc des Princes from 3 p.m. tomorrow on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch along also available with Beckham and Friends on Paramount Plus. Çalhanoğlu sliding back to Yann Sommer. Mkhitaryan. Lifting into that space, Bastoni.
Beautiful.
And he went beyond Kubarsi, needs the help of Inigo Martinez. Bastoni might be listed as a central defender, but has remarkable skill going forward.
The pass from DiMarco was absolute diamond of a touch to lead Bastoni through, leaving his defensive hole, and then setting up the pass from DiMarco, having a cracker of the game. Sparkler, DiMarco.
Yamal, who goes beyond DiMarco there. Draws the attention of Mkhitaryan as well, playing with Garcia. Lifted, and Torres was there, as was Rafinha. Goal kick given.
What a ball from Eric Garcia. He cannot believe the standing of it. That's a peach of a pass for Rafinha. And it's behind Rafinha too much. Does he get it called off by Torres? Does he shout, leave it? We'll never know. But an absolute gem of a pass from Eric Garcia.
It was Bisek who got that initial touch defending Torres. He went off Rafinha last. Might have been an offside position anyway. These fans will start to believe, but will also start to get nervous. There's the change of venue. It's the San Siro support. Get behind this team as they finish the job here. Pedri. Yamal. Again, warding off DiMarco, and again that Initial touch beyond him. I think at some point Hansi Flick is starting to wonder how many of those does he get before the cards come out. Martin get down the line but couldn't quite find Rafinha. Gets that touch on that ball out from Bisek. That absence down that left side is noteworthy of Alex Balde. Terrific left back who couldn't quite recover. Martin, the 23-year-old who came through the Spanish system, was playing third-tier football with Ornea. As Pedri escapes it out. Dani Olmo. Beautiful. Runners every side. Into Yamal. Lamine Yamal with his weaker right. Couldn't direct it on target, and the referee's whistle is gone.
Just hard-stopping football. Again, Lautaro gets pickpocketed by the Brazilian. And then it falls on here from Pedri. Again, beautiful attachment to the ball. Wonderful release for Lamine Yamal. And he tries to squeeze it in to the onrushing teammate, but again, just falling at the last ditch. Brilliant football, stripping football, penetrative football from Barcelona. But again, Inter doing enough to throw them off that balance and not give them an easy opportunity. Barcelona's going to have to maintain that the entire game, because Çalhanoğlu's men ain't blinking, ain't moving, defiant.
Whistle went, but looked like it was Dani Olmo who required some treatment. Medical team being waved on. Dumfries. Thuram. Oh, waiting for that kind bounce. Dumfries gets it and tries to slide it across. Lautaro again, and Barella with the block in. Sometimes it just comes down to a bounce with this Inter side.
Absolutely, Chris. Bounce of the ball. Fortune, lady luck, fluttering her black and blue eyelashes at the Nerazzurri there. Nearly broke their way, nearly multiplied on that good fortune of that bounce that fell free.
Mkhitaryan on the volley! Oh. Wasn't far away.
Stinger, wonderful catch from Mkhitaryan. Armenian sees it coming, he's got it beautifully aligned. Good red hot crack.
Caught a lot in this stadium by surprise, players and fans alike. Inter doing well to win it. Left too much of it there for Martin, who's had a couple of nice interventions. Trying to turn on it there, but lost out cleanly in the judgment of the referee. Sommer lifting away, and work for Dumfries to do.
Being good on the ball as well. Gerard Martin settled into this game right from the first minute. He's had a lot of question marks put up against him. Hasn't played many games for Barcelona. Learning on the job in a serious way. What a witch's brew to be thrown in here tonight with all that responsibility. He's living up to it. And part of a good performance by Barcelona. And Inter just pointed the score sheet.
Pedri. Towards Yamal. Lukengo running at Di Marco. And can draw the attention of two.
Yep.
Yamal dancing inside, and Yamal stopping, and the referee says that Bastoni won the ball. Lautaro into the middle, and Inigo Martinez, Eric Garcia. Yamal staying in that area, feeling he was fouled. Pedri needed to keep it there, Barcelona, to stop any break. Again, have done. Pedri and Torres being carried from behind there by Bastoni, and Thuram emerges and plays into the space. Dumfries running again. Dumfries into that penalty area. Dumfries trying another low cross, but too many numbers in the way. Does win a throw.
Thrills and spills at this end of the pitch and the other. Bastoni comes out with an absolutely game-winning tackle at the other end. Take a look at this, wonderful hocus pocus, and then this purely brilliant choreographed tackle is clean, and he goes into the tackle. Bastoni spitting nails, comes out with the ball fair and square.
Thuram, the flick on header, Kasser Çalhanoğlu! Just wide there. Big chance for the tremendous striker of a ball, Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Yep, again he's got a split second, got to be onto this in the blink of a bee's eye. He tries to get a clean hit, and it's nothing like a clean hit in the end, and he knows it. And painful.
Winning the ball higher and higher and making Barcelona that bit more uncomfortable. They've handled this first half flawlessly. Inter Yamal has had his moments, but not impactful towards goal-scoring chances.
Yep.
Barcelona largely held at bay.
Finding a way through, but with half chances. And as you say, Chris, it's such an even game. That's a magic pass.
Loose giveaway. Lautaro Martinez is in. A challenge required from Kubarsi, and the referee says that's a clean one.
It looked at it in live time that it's an absolute world-class challenge from this angle. Looking down, it's a gamble and a half by Kubarsi, but I think he wins. I think it's a correct call. We'll see in replay, but he goes in sliding down and dirty. Telescopic leg extends itself and gets the ball before the man.
Barcelona playing through under no obligation to put it out of play for a potential injury to Lautaro, but now Marciniak will come all the way back, and this decision will come into closer view.
What do you think, Chris? It comes to the side of Lautaro, and that for me is as clean as a washing machine. A wonderful tackle from an 18-year-old up against a World Cup winner who was in like Flynn with the goal begging. No complaints from the boss.
A cooling spray will come out for Lautaro, and Barcelona wanted to go another look at it here from this angle. Ooh.
There you go. From this angle, the standing foot looks as if there was contact on him. Is it a simultaneous contact with the ball?
He's going to take a look. He's going to go take a look, Marciniak. That last angle did look like Kubarsi didn't win the ball. And presumably that will be the angle he sees. This could be a monumental moment in the tie. Let's see. This is the angle he'll be shown.
Look at this. From this angle, it's not going to tell you the right situation conclusively, but from this one right here, man, I think he may have got the player before the ball.
Penalty! Penalty to Inter just before halftime, on the brink of a 2-goal lead in this semi-final again. Hansi Flick is incandescent in the dugout.
I can understand, but he's not seeing the angles from the incredible visions that we've got now. The first 3 or 4, I think even Internazionale fans would have said it's an incredible challenge, but from that one angle, it is correct that Lautaro's standing leg was taken right there. He's explaining, I think he's right. I'll eat my words from the live operation. It was so close. But in freeze frame video review, frame by frame, I think the right call's made, and now pressure comes to bear on the Polish international in goal with Chesney.
Hakan Çalhanoğlu, one of the very best in the world taking penalties. 6 for 7 this season. And potentially the semi-final at his boots. Here is Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Szczesny the wrong way. And Inter 2-0 up on the night. 5-3 up on aggregate. They will be dreaming that they are Champions League final bound.
An explosive, perfect penalty. Nothing less. The camera gets knocked into next week behind the net. And there it came not. This is a wonderful penalty kick conversion that is simply perfection. Driven with the power and the precise placement down to the nth degree. Unstoppable.
Pepe Marotta couldn't even look. It is a remarkable psychology, not just the taking of penalties, but the watching of them. Oh, such nerves. But Çalhanoğlu is fearless in the face of them and takes another magnificent penalty. Íñigo Martínez now continues to have a go. Lautaro Martínez trying to play the role of peacemaker. Referee is
infringement into the box, perhaps, but what else can it be?
Generally don't see those unconverted penalties.
He was immediate in his protestations, along with Pedri, and didn't see anything wrong with that pen. Neither did he.
Because Aquano, Okodamu, says 7 years in prison, I was American store now, Musin and Yansa. I am telling you, Musin and Yansa.
It was so clean, so many times, but it wasn't. And I need to make an appointment with my eye doctor now.
Dumfries. Of Pedri last and out for the throw. Barcelona have continually believed in their ability to come back from games. Lamine Yamal even gave voice to it ahead of the game against Real Madrid, saying if they give up 1, they'll score 2. If they give up 2, they'll score 3. Well, they need to do that here tonight. With only 45 minutes left. We have reached halftime at the end of a dream first half for Inter. Lautaro Martínez converting it from the cross of Denzel Dumfries. Hakan Çalhanoğlu converting the penalty. Won by Inter. It's 2-0 on the night, 5-3 on aggregate. Full halftime reaction is on the way.
This match is brought to you by Lay's.